It's June 10, 2019. It's 6 o'clock. I call this regular school board meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance, Dr. Salazar.
Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call. Mr. Trevino.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Leonel Garza.
Present.
Mrs. Sandra Garcia.
Present.
I'm here. Mr. Ruben Trevino. Mr. Martin Castillo.
Present.
Mr. Ray Farias. Mr. Jesus Amaya.
Present.
Ms. Leticia Quintero.
Present.
Dr. Gonzalo Salazar.
Present.
Ms. Priscilla de la Garza.
Present.
Roman number 5, public hearing to discuss the following. Optional flexible school day program. Dr. Salazar.
Mr. Garza, members of the board, in keeping with the requirements of the optional flexible school day program, to this evening we set out to hold a public hearing to discuss this opportunity available to us through the Texas Education Agency. And here to present is Mrs. Amaro, Executive Director for Support Services. Mrs. Amaro.
Thank you, Dr. Salazar. Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Salazar, I'm here today, as Dr. Salazar mentioned, to present our intent to apply for optional flexible school day program. One of the requirements is that we hold a public hearing to do an overview of our College Career and Technology Academy, is where we run the program of optional flexible school day. So as I stated, the Texas Education Agency requires that we have a public hearing for the intent to apply for optional flexible school day program, and that we also required to present the performance results that we've had. We run this program, as I mentioned, at our CCTA building, our campus. To be eligible to participate in the optional flexible school day program, the student must be at risk of dropping out of school as defined by the Texas Education Code. There might be some attendance requirements that the student maybe is denied credit due to attendance. They can be attending a school with an approved early college high school, or the student is attending a school implementing an approved innovative campus plan. In our case here at Los Fresnos, we are serving students who are at risk of dropping out and might also be denied credit due to an attendance. The student is also eligible to participate in the program if they're attending a community-based dropout recovery education program, which we run at CCTA. We do all our credits, all our courses that are offered at the high school through Edgenuity. And the student is 18 years, or less than 18 years old, and the parent has also agreed in writing to participate in this program. To be eligible, the students will need more than 2 credits in order for them to graduate. So our goal is to have the students graduate with their cohort in May. So they need more than 2 credits, and they're not on track, and they need assistance to graduate in May. Then we offer this program for them. And the student is also experiencing unusual extenuating circumstances. There's a student review committee comprised of our principal at the high school, or LFU and Los Fresnos High School, counselors, family engagement, and the parent and the student, and they go over the extenuating circumstances, which some of the examples that I provided there, maybe a student is pregnant, or maybe there is mental health issues. In some cases, maybe they're a parent and they have to work part-time. So they work and then they come back into school either in the morning or in the afternoon. A student is counted, the way we take attendance at CCTA is based on minutes. Minutes each day, they at least a minimum of 45 minutes a day, and they cannot exceed 10 hours in one day. This year we had a total enrollment, now I'll make this clear, it's a total enrollment of 155 students. However, on a daily basis, since it's optional flexible, we might have between 30 to 35 students as they're rotating and coming into CCTA. This school year, as we said, our goal is to graduate students. We had 46 students who have graduated from August to May, and we're expecting another 15 students to graduate this summer for a total of 61 students that if we did not offer this program, then they would have dropped out of school. So we work hard into keeping our students here at school and offering opportunities for them. And that's all I have for today. It's one of the consent agenda items for the intent to apply for optional flexible schools.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you. Anybody in the audience have any questions? Comments? Thank you, Vic. Thank you. Item 6, district recognition, Dr. Salazar.
Mr. Garza, members of the board, this evening we set time aside to recognize the accomplishments of our students, and here to introduce us to the sponsor, who will then introduce us to kids, is Mr. Stumbaugh, proud principal of Los Fresnos High School. Mr. Stumbaugh.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Salazar. Tonight's a culmination of another outstanding year at Los Fresnos High School of academics and extracurricular success that we've had. And tonight we're going to highlight our UIL academics back-to-back district championship. Very proud to say that. I know a lot of hard work goes into it. Now, I don't want to steal any more of his thunder, so I'm going to invite our UIL coordinator, Mr. Jose Pesina, to come up to the lectern and talk a little bit about the great things he's been doing.
Good evening, President Garza, members of the CISD Board of Trustees, Dr. Salazar, parents, and audience members. My name is Mr. Pesina, and I serve as the UIL Academics Coordinator for Los Fresnos High School and Los Fresnos United. And today I'm very proud to present to you some of the students and coaches that helped retain our title of District 32-6A UIL Academic Champions for both the varsity and the freshman levels for the second consecutive year this past spring. These coveted titles are earned through the accumulation of points earned by each student placing first through sixth place individually, points by students winning first or second place as a team in each of the 23 events in UIL academics, and points earned by students earning recognition in WANAC play. This past March, our varsity UIL academics team secured the district title with a total of 407 points and a margin of 67 points from the second place team. Our freshman team also secured the district title with a total of 244 points and a very narrow margin of 6 points. Overall, we had 49 students place at the district meet, 21 advanced to compete at the regional competition in April, and 6 of them advanced to compete at the UIL academics and speech state meets in May. Some of our students and coaches are here today to be recognized. Students, please, when I call your name, step forward and shake hands with our board members. Do not leave before pictures are taken, please. We have Caroline de la Garza, who obtained first place in copy editing and first place in headline writing. Her younger sister, Karina de la Garza, a freshman who competed at the varsity level and obtained first place in editorial writing and third place in headline writing. Chancellor Wyatt, who obtained fourth place in mathematics and was part of the second place mathematics and science teams. Brendan Perez, who was part of the second place science team. Mia Rodriguez, who obtained second place in informative speaking at the district level and sixth place in informative speaking at the regional level. We also have 2 members of the literary criticism team that obtained first place at the district level, first place at the regional level, and 4th place at the state level. We have student Isela Escobedo, 4th place at the district level and 8th place at the regional level. And we also have student Kiara Jimenez, 6th place at the district level. From our freshman category, today we recognize Niobe Tovar, who placed 3rd in spelling and 5th in current issues and events. And last but not least, one of our coaches, Ms. Catherine Canning, coaching ready writing, poetry, and prose for our school. These accolades are the result of hard work throughout the whole academic year, as our students placed our school among the top 3 sweepstakes winners in every UIL invitational meet we attended this year, sometimes competing with up to 50 high schools in a single day. We want to thank all of our coaches, parents, and students for their dedication to UIL academics, our principals, Mrs. and Mr. Stoneball, for their relentless support, and the Office of Academics, Dr. Salazar, and our Board of Trustees for helping us turn Los Fresnos High School into a powerhouse in UIL academics in the Rio Grande Valley. Thank you very much.
Will the parents of these students please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Item 7, district reports. Dr. Salazar.
Mr. Garza, members of the board, we present to you this month's financial reports listed A through E. At this time, we would like to see if anyone has any questions or comments regarding these reports. If there are no questions, we'd like to turn your attention to our budget and tax calendar. There are 2 important dates there for the adoption of the budget and setting of a tax rate, beginning with August 12th and August 21st. These are important dates because we will be proposing a tax rate and then setting a date for the adoption of a budget and setting a tax rate. Any comments or questions about those dates?
It's August 12th and the 21st or 23rd? 26th.
Thank you. I stand corrected. The 26th. I apologize. Yes, the 26th, as noted on page 58. So with that, we'd like to turn your attention to item 3 under reports. It's the initial proposed budget summary for fiscal year 2020, and I'm going to ask Mr. Young to lead us in an overview of the report that begins on page 60.
And thank you, Dr. Salazar. We just have the initial summary report here available this evening. Follow up from our meeting Thursday night. The numbers have been toned down a little bit. We pretty much arrived at where we're going to be revenue-wise, and we're just trying to refine a few of the special allotments that we mentioned the other night that haven't been worked out completely yet as to what the rules are. So we don't want to build them in until we know for sure we're going to be eligible for them. So a few little items like that. All of the requests at the department and campus levels have been built in here, and we did also set aside about $3 million for capital improvements. So we still have a little room to work here. There's going to be some heavy-duty working over the summer trying to get this resolved, but we'll be in a good spot by the meeting in July. We'll have all your detail for you and everything. We can go through it in more detail at that time.
Thank you, Mr. Young. I'd like to thank Mr. Young and Mr. Basaldua and the staff in the business office. They've been burning the midnight oil, interpreting House Bill 3, and really hustling to get us an initial budget. And we want to thank the board for participating in a budget committee meeting this past Thursday. The information we shared, some of the items are on the agenda for approval tonight. And again, all of those things are coming together to make sure that we adopt the budget, set a tax rate, and get off to a great start in the 2019-2020 school year.
Thank you. Moving on to item 8, public audience. We have 5 people that have signed up. Before I call the first one, I need to read this script. The next item on our agenda is the public comment period. This is the time for citizens, staff, or students to provide their comments to the board. The Texas Open Meeting Act requires that every meeting of a government body be open to the public except for closed sessions as permitted by the statute. A meeting that is open to the public under the Act is one that the public is entitled to attend. However, the Act does not give the public a right to speak at such public meetings except to redress their grievances through proper channels. As a courtesy to the public, the Los Fresnos CISD Board of Trustees allows time for public comments at regular meetings of the board. Statements and questions from the audience will not be permitted during the portions of the meeting. Statements and questions from the audience will not be permitted during other portions of the meeting. Only those persons who have signed up before the start of the board meeting will be allowed to speak during the public comment period portion of our meeting. I also caution you that your public comments should not complain about individual school employees by name or position, or other than your own child, identify students pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.074. The district's grievance procedures can be found in the board policy. Public comments should not discuss discipline of a child or disclose the identity of a student other than your own child without permission of the student's parent pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.0821 and 551.082. As presiding officer, I am obligated to determine whether a person addressing the board has attempted to administratively resolve any complaints or grievances about which they want to address the board that involve district officers or employees. If that person has not sought to do so through the dispute resolution channels established by policy, he or she will be referred to the applicable policy in order to do so before addressing the board of the future meeting. Complaints and concerns of employees are covered by policy DGBA. Those of students or parents are covered by policy FNG, and those of general public are covered by policy GF. This public comment period is not intended for the presentation of complaints. The board will only consider complaints that remain unresolved after they have been addressed through proper administrative channels and when they have been placed on the agenda. In order to have your comments heard tonight, your name and the subject matter of your comments must appear on the sign-up sheet, which was located by the door where you came in. Profanity, yelling, inappropriate, uncivil, or discriminatory comments will not be permitted. Los Fresnos CISD Policy BED Local limits each speaker to 5 minutes to complete his or her comments, up to the maximum of 30 minutes for all of the public comments. First is Marco Huerta.
Mr. Garza, can you designate somebody as timekeeper?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did. Mr. Castillo will have the time for us. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Before I start, if it would be, you authorized me to hand out some sheets to the board before we start. It's just a brief bio. Thank you. Are we set for the time? I'm going to go through it real quick. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Garza, members of Los Fresnos School Board, and Dr. Salazar. My name is Marco Huerta. I am the parent of a Los Fresnos High School student who is part of the Los Fresnos High School Conjunto program for the past 2 years. My purpose for being here this evening is regarding the funding of the Conjunto program, which I believe is under budgeted, and asking for district support regarding the Conjunto instructor. The Conjunto program first started in 2012 with only 7 students. Since then, the program has been a success, and due to that, it has grown where now the program has over 100 students who want to be a part of a successful program and showcase their God-given talent. Since the program's inception, the program and students, past and present, have garnered numerous awards and recognitions throughout the years, as listed on the handout. In May of 2017, the Texas Senate and Senate Resolution 670 recognized Conjunto Halcón and its director for keeping cultural traditions like Conjunto music alive in Texas. The Los Fresnos Conjunto program has been invited to perform over the years to numerous invitations with our city and school district functions to showcase their talent, which is considered by many here locally, around the valley and the state, to be the best. Just recently, my wife and I attended a Conjunto festival in San Antonio, Texas, where the Los Fresnos Conjunto was invited to perform. We were approached by a couple from Houston, Texas area, who told us they were so amazed at the talent and professionalism demonstrated by our kids from Los Fresnos. That itself speaks volumes. To hear a compliment like that regarding the Conjunto program, and I'm proud to say they are Los Fresnos students. The success of the program is due to the hard work of the program instructor, who devotes enormous time to the students to motivate them to work hard, strive to be the best, fulfill their dreams, and most importantly, finish school and graduate. The program teaches students and stresses the importance of being there for each other, which I can say the kids feel they are a family. The program has students with different backgrounds, which at times can be challenging for any instructor. But I can be the first to tell you, as a witness, that through the guidance and mentoring of the instructor, the kids have learned to work with one another, respect one another, and be there for each other. In addition, the instructor still has the task of instructing 4 levels. I can say the Conjunto instructor takes pride in his work and goes above and beyond his duties to make the program a success and best in the valley, which our kids feed off of that and follow that concept. Sorry. Just recently, we were approached by students about a rumor going around the Los Fresnos Conjunto instructor had received job offers from another school district here in the valley to take over the program and was considering job offers. Students asked us what could be done to keep him from leaving the program. I, along with other parents, decided to approach and ask if the rumors were true, to which the instructor acknowledged it was. During our visit with the instructor, he explained that his heart is in Los Fresnos. He doesn't want to leave, but the state of his current salary has been an ongoing issue and keeps his job options open. In my opinion, I, along with other parents, were shocked and disappointed. For a person who holds a college degree, who puts so much time and hard work and oversees so many other responsibilities such as program budget, proposals, invoices, and purchase orders, aside of being an instructor, to make this program what it is, totally that is significantly underpaid when compared to other Conjunto program directors in the valley. We are asking administration to please look into the matter, as it can and will affect many students and a successful program if the matter is not looked into. Most of the students here will tell you that the Conjunto has and is a big part of who they are today and have made them into a better person due to the tutelage of their instructor. As for the budget, we as parents are requesting administration to please visit the issue. We believe this area needs to improve and provide the proper funding for the program, which is dramatically underfunded. There are other programs in the district that fall under the same category as Conjunto, who have the same number of students and have much more funding than Conjunto. Where is the justice in that? Being part of the Conjunto booster, we've had to use money from our booster account to provide uniforms for our kids. Currently, the district provides other programs with full uniforms from head to toe, whereas Conjunto, they are limited in funding and are not able to provide students with a full uniform. Some kids come from a very disadvantaged background, and it is difficult for their families to make that extra expense. We feel this should be the responsibility of our district. Again, due to the limited budget that is provided to the Conjunto program, the program finds itself unable to provide the proper accommodations and resources to fulfill our Conjunto student needs. We as parents whose children are part of the Conjunto program are asking administrators to be fair and allocate the proper funding for all the programs to be equal, because at the end of the day, it's Los Fresnos CISD being represented, not just one individual program. So I, along with other parents, ask and urge administration to please look into this matter as it affects a successful program, but importantly, our kids. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Ashley Munoz. Muñiz.
Munoz, sir.
Thank you. Munoz.
Good afternoon, school board members and Dr. Salazar. My name is Ashley Munoz. I am the drummer for the varsity Conjunto group at Los Fresnos High School. Our Conjunto program has had a huge impact in our district, community, even in our very own state of Texas. But to me, the most important impact it's made has been in our very own classroom, where our instructor interacts with his very own students. I, being one of those students, can say that if it wasn't for the Conjunto class and instructor, my high school experience would have been very different to me. Conjunto has been my motivation to do good in school, behave, think before I act on impulse. In school because I have a lot to lose as one of the faces representing in the varsity level. Our instructor has believed and helped each one of us grow with our talents, but at the same time has taught us to be humble at all times and to show respect to everyone, from our custodians to our principals. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of our instructor, our group has been presented with many awards as well as individual awards. I, being able to have won one of those individual awards, can truly say that I couldn't have won it without the motivation of my instructor. He has believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself. He saw a talent that I could never imagine of having. He spent countless hours working individually with me, helping me to get where I am today. If it wasn't for him believing in me, I wouldn't be half of the musician I am today. As many of the students can tell you, the environment that our instructor has built and the patience he has for each one of his students, he has been able to bring different students with different backgrounds together to showcase the love and talent for music. If it wouldn't have been for Conjunto, I would have left Los Fresnos High School to go and study at an early college program, and I would have never found my Conjunto family that just as it is to me, I know it is to the rest of the students in the program. So if our instructor is to leave, I know that it wouldn't only affect the program, school, community, and city of Los Fresnos. It would also, most importantly, affect us, the students who look up to this great instructor, teacher, and role model. Thank you for your time, and I hope you consider to make changes for this upcoming school year so we can not only make our program better, but also make it better for the students. Thank you.
Thank you. Mario Canales.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to express our concerns about our kids. I don't have a big speech. Mr. Huerta already covered everything. We are just here to support the Conjunto group, and as a parents, we would like to everything success. We are a family, and we just try to go forward, and then everything, all the kids, then everybody got the whole story or success, and we would like to please support our conjunto group. Is that
Thank you. Irma Garcia.
Good evening. My name is Irma Garcia Angeles. Good evening, President and board members. I'm a parent. I'm a proud parent of four of my children. I have four, attending Los Fresnos High School, and I have three. One have been in the conjunto for the past 4 years. One which is enrolling next year, and he's anxious to start the conjunto. I'm a formal student from Fresnos, class of 97, which I see familiar faces. I would like to express my gratitude for our instructor, the conjunto program. I come on behalf of the booster program, the parents. This program has been very rewarding and beneficial in my children's daily lives. They have grown to be more social and excited to attend their school. This has improved their music skills. They come home, I come home to hear them, my daughter practicing on her accordion, and she tells me that her instructor, praises her for all the good work and the talent that she's been improving. So this makes me, happy to learn that this conjunto, our instructor, is helping them achieve better music skills and improve their academics, So I'm here to ask, that you look into our conjunto budget, and help us increase. It's the instructor, I've been firsthand how he treats our students, our kids, because it's a family. So I ask that you can look into the program and financial support and increase our instructor's salary so we can keep them on board, because we look forward to have them many more years, because I still have my own children in the high school. So our instructor has, he has achieved with the students in competition, and they've won numerous awards, like you heard from Mr. Huerta. So I ask that you please take the time and help us with our budget and continue to have the conjunto, because this is our culture, and, I just ask that you take your time, and thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm having a hard time reading this. I hope I get it right. Federico Longoria.
Good evening, board. My name is Federico Longoria. Wasn't aware of this. I just overheard this today, so I'm not here prepared with the speech before you all. What I do want to mention is, obviously, my last name probably says it all right. I'm brother to the instructor. I do want to mention, I'm very proud of the students that stand behind me right now. Mr. Huerta did a phenomenal job right now, bringing out all the points. I'm going to speak on more on a personal base. Very proud of my brother on what he does, what he's done for the community, for the students. As you can see here, there's many wearing the shirt of Conjunto. They're the present students right now. Some just graduated, and we also have some ex-students from year 2, 3 years back that are present in this room today. I do want to bring out and say, the administrative review, the budget, review the budget, take in consideration his time, his work, the offers that are being made to him by other school districts that are, it's really, for somebody in his position right now, would be hard to pretty much turn down, but his heart is here with the kids of Los Fresnos. He's here to make them better and things they do. We all know, we mentioned it earlier, every district struggles with the dropout rates, and I've known for a fact that he's had many students that have were potentially going to go that route, but chose different because of this program that was allowed to him, to put in place. And, it changed the minds in many of these kids. I often hear throughout the community, at restaurants, whatnot, some people come up to me, and they're so, should I say, they're blessed in a way that this program is in place, because it's made a difference in their children. I often hear also from I go to my hair place where I cut my hair, and the lady there, she cuts hair. Her daughter is in a different conjunto program, but in another district. And she's willing to see if she could come by. Why? Because she sees the impact that this program has had for the kids. She sees the potential that there is in there. So just like I said, I wasn't prepared for a speech, but I do want to come out and speak. Another thing, I'm sorry. I often find it hard to speak with my brother. It's a little emotional because he has a hard time dealing with this. He does. He's not the brother that I had, in past years. It affects him, what he does here. He loves his job with the passion that you may not, know, right? But he wants a fair chance. Like Mr. Huerta said earlier, he's an educated person, just like all of us sitting in this room right here that are before me. He has the opportunity to go elsewhere, and he chooses not to, because he doesn't lose that chance, or that where they're going to give him a chance. He doesn't lose hope in that chance. So if you can, just please look into that, and I ask you just for fairness in this case. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on to consent agenda. We will follow the same protocol that we've used. We have 24 consent agenda items. At this time, I'm going to ask the board members if anybody wants to pull one of the agenda items for discussion, or if not, I will entertain a motion for consent agenda items as presented, 1 through 24. Do I have a motion? Mr. Amaya?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve consent agenda as posted, all 24 items.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Ms. Garcia? We have a motion and a second to approve agenda items as presented, 1 through 24. All those in favor indicate by raising your hand, please. Vote is 7-0, unanimous. Moving on to action items. Number 1, discuss and take action to award contract for special education software management system to Success Ed. Is there a motion? Ms. Garcia?
I so move.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Mr. Trevino. We have a motion to approve contract for special ed software management system Success Ed. Discussion. Having no discussion, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion indicate by raising your hand, please. Vote is 7-0, unanimous. Number 2, discuss and take action to approve participation in the sub-hub through Region 1 Education Service Center. Is there a motion? Ms. Garcia?
I move to approve participation in the sub-hub through Region 1 Education Service Center.
I have a motion. Is there a second? Mr. Farias, we have a motion and a second to approve sub-hub through Region 1 Education Service Center. Discussion. Having no discussion, we have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor of the motion indicate by raising your hand, please. Vote is 7-0, unanimous. Number 3. Discuss and take action to approve employment contracts for the 2019-2020 school year. Campus professional staff contract recommendations. Do I have a motion? Mr. Trevino.
Mr. President, I move that, I move that the board approve, employment contracts for the 2019-2020 school year, campus professional staff contract recommendation.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Mr. Farias. We have a motion and a second to approve employment contracts for 2019-2020 school year. Discussion. Having no discussion, we have a motion to approve. All those in favor indicate by raising your hand, please. 7-0, unanimous. Item 4, discuss and take action to approve the superintendent's personnel recommendations for the following positions for the 2019-2020 school year. A, teachers. B, assistant principal. C, principal for Rancho Verde Elementary. Do I have a motion? Mr. Farias.
In 2020 school year, teachers, assistant principal, and principal for Rancho Verde.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Ms. Quintero. We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Having no discussion, we have a motion to approve superintendent's personnel. All those in favor of the motion indicate by raising your hand, please. Vote is 7-0, unanimous. We do not have anything. Oh, yeah. Are those here? If you're here, please stand and be recognized. Welcome aboard. Okay, we don't have anything for closed session, and so we're at announcements. Dr. Salazar.
So that's an announcement of the board. The only announcement, regular school board we held July 15th at 6 p.m. Monday, July 15th at 6 p.m.
Anybody else? Then we're adjourned.